Hi, Cindy here with another fitness tip. And for today, I'm going to be continuing my series on how to stretch. And for today, what we're going to be doing, what I'm going to show you is a technique to use the breath in order to relax the body and also to create a little bit more space in the body and teach the mind to relax as you move into the stretch. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to demonstrate using a forward fold. So with our forward fold, what I like to do is keep the legs nice and relaxed here. And as a reminder, when we go into our forward fold, we want to keep the neck and the head in alignment with the rest of your spine. And we want to bend at the hip creases here. So in other words, we don't want to do this to come in to the forward fold. We want to keep that back nice and flat. So here's the technique. We inhale. I like bringing my arms up. This keeps everything in alignment here, a nice straight line of energy. I'll take a nice deep breath in, and as I exhale, I'll move into the stretch. Now when I move into the stretch, I'm only going to go to about 90%. I'm going to feel tension in here, but I'm not full force here. It's only 90%. Once I find that edge at about 90%, then I'm going to bring my hands down. No need to keep those up any longer. Notice my head and neck is still in alignment with the rest of my spine. I'm at 90%. I'm going to hold this for a few breaths. And what starts happening here is I'm actually getting a little bit more tension. I'm feeling more tension in the lower back, a little bit in the middle portion of the back here. So once that I feel that tension rising, what I want to do now is start to inhale, and I'm going to slightly come out of that. I want to come out to about 80%, maybe 75%. And I'm going to hold this for a few breaths, and I'm going to relax here. I think relaxing the body as I inhale, I'm creating a little bit more space in that area. The tension is being released as I exhale. And now the tension is about maybe 40%. It's not that much. I'm not feeling much of anything. So I take a nice deep breath in, and this time as I exhale, now I move back into that stretch. And I come back again to about 90%. And I'm going to hold this for a few breaths. And as I'm holding this, the tension starts rising again. Start feeling a little bit more tension in my lower back here. Right here, I'm feeling tension rising. So once I feel that tension rising, I want to inhale, slightly come out, releasing that, creating a little bit more space in that area. I visualize breathing into this area where I'm feeling the tension. And again, I hold this for a few breaths until I feel very little tension here. And then on my next exhalation, I move back into that stretch. And I move into about 90%. Notice I'm gaining a little bit more flexibility here each time I do this. And again, I hold this. If the tension starts rising, which now I'm feeling it not so much in my lower back, I'm feeling it more in my hip creases here, starting to feel a little bit of tension in there. So as I inhale, again, I come out just a little bit. I relax as I exhale. Now I'm feeling hardly no tension at all. So I inhale, create a little bit of space there, and then as I exhale, I move back in. And notice how much farther I'm getting. So with each exhalation, I'm letting go, releasing any tension, and I'm teaching the mind that it's okay, that it's safe to go into this. Notice my head and neck are still in alignment with the rest of the spine. And I continue doing this, feeling a little bit more tension now in the back of my legs. So as I inhale, come slightly out, so I'm about 80% or so, and I relax in here. And then as I exhale, I move back in. When I come out of my forward fold, I want to keep the arms next to the ears here. Notice how much lower I am than when I first started. I inhale, come up. Exhale, bring the arms down. So this technique of breathing, and as you breathe in, coming out of the stretch, relaxing that area, maybe holding that for a few breaths until you feel very little tension, and then on your next exhalation, moving back in to that pose. And that's not just for forward fold. You can do this for really any stretch that you're doing. You don't want to be bouncing, right? It's not this bouncing thing. It's a very mindful inhale, coming slightly out to about 80%, 70%, and holding it there until you feel very little tension. And then once you feel very little tension, then that's the signal that you can go back in as you exhale, going into the stretch. Again, when you go into the stretch, only go about 90%, so you're not full force into it, only 90%. You're teaching the mind, you're teaching the body that it's okay, that it's safe to go into that stretch a little bit deeper. I hope that helps with your stretching and eventually gaining a little bit more flexibility. My name is Cindy Bartz. I have an online studio where I teach group as well as private lessons. And for more information, you can visit my website at cindybartz.com.